Hi everyone, Steve here. Welcome to the second installment of Monday Morning Musings, where we are talking about the Ekklesia. I wanted to give you a little bit of background, a little bit of history on this second installment. There is no doubt, we know from those who follow sociological trends, that tens of millions of people around the world are leaving institutional forms of religion. My problem is that sometimes you leave that institutional form of religion. Something is motivating you to do that, and it's not because you're a rebel. That's the stereotype, and it's not true. Sometimes the most highest quality people are abandoning it because something is not satisfying, fulfilling, meeting deeply held spiritual longings. But I quit traditional pastoring 16 years ago, and I have been out of so-called organized religion for 16 years. And I've learned a few things. And what typically happens is if you just look to change the form and structure of your meeting, but you don't change the substance of what you teach, that means your doctrines, change the doctrines. You have some doctrines you have to change. And you don't change the expression of love, you end up being just as frustrated, but just on a smaller scale. And I'm also an odd bird because as I've been out of organized religion for 16 years, I'm also part of organized religion for the same 16 years because I'm a member of an institutional church. So I'm an odd duck. I have people that are angry at me. Although I have the organic people angry at me because they think I'm a compromiser and I haven't, come into the full light. And then I have institutional people who are angry at me because I dare to critique the institution. But the institutional church that I belong to, I've seen more people come to the Lord in the last few years than the last 40 years combined, including in the heyday of the Jesus movement. I have seen them love one another. I see them make a difference in the community. The pastor has decentralized himself. Their focus isn't on money. They don't teach tithing. I don't care if they have a pastor in a pulpit. Who could argue with that? It is one of the greatest joys of my life to be a part of that congregation, to be considered them my family. I'm loved there. I'm loved there. And they love, and I love them back. We are family. So my point in sharing this little bit of personal history is so that when we talk about Ekklesia, it isn't about looking to build a better mousetrap or do it more correctly than the other guy. Wherever you are loved, wherever you find family, wherever you are reaching others, wherever Christ is being presented as central and not getting lost in, fads and trends, where money isn't the number one thing. The church that I'm a part of, the pastor teaches a couple of odd things. Number one, he says, if you have better things to do with your money, then bring it here, put it there. He says, but he presents it this way. Listen, we want to be the people of God. We want the heat on. We need a place to meet. Everybody should carry their own weight. Give. That's reasonable. That's not extortion. And he also says, if you have something to do for the kingdom that happens to fall on a Sunday, you need to go do it. You don't need to listen to me every Sunday. Yet he's a pastor, something organic Jewish people don't allow. Oh, one man who's a pastor who singularly preaches. We don't allow that. Well, you've had the wrong pastors. You've had pastors who've been motivated by wrong values. You've had pastors who've taught you wrong things. I have any problem with that church that I'm a part of. Yet at the same time, I don't have any tolerance for suffocating institutional clergyism that produces passive zombies instead of active lovers of Jesus. My point is, if you find yourself out of institutional church, you're looking for something. And I really believe it's this. Authentic, I like to use that word authentic because nobody's going to be perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. We're going to have some things that are right, some things that are wrong. Authentic humanity according to Jesus Christ. A people who are doing their very best to take the gospel seriously, starting by loving one another and loving the world. If those things are present, I could care less whether you're meeting in a living room, And it's a free-flowing, open flow conversation, or whether you're meeting in a sanctuary, listening to somebody preach, or listening to somebody help you administer the Eucharist and the other sacraments. To me, it's not the venue that you meet in that matters. It's the values that are in your heart. And I'll see you the next time.